Good morning, children. This is Stalin, social science teacher. So today we are going to see about exogenetic processes. Under lithosphere, we are going to see exogenetic processes. In that exogenetic processes, we are going to see a topic called gradation. So please have a look on slide number 2. Exogenetic process divides into two. The first one is weathering and mass movement, another one is gradation. Again, the weathering and mass movement divides into three: physical, chemical and biological. On the other side, gradation also divides into two: degradation, aggradation. So now we are going to see about only gradation, what is called gradation. Please have a look on the slide number 3. Gradation is the process of leveling of the land by means of natural agents like river, groundwater, winds, glaciers and sea waves. So gradation means it's a process. It's a leveling of a land by means of natural agents. Like we have various natural agents are there, like river, like groundwater, winds. So with the help of these natural agents, once a landform gets level naturally, then we call them as a gradation. See the second point. These agents produce various gradational relief features in due course of time. Okay, so this fourth slide. Gradation takes place in two ways. So as I said before, gradation divides into two. One is degradation, another one is aggradation. What is called aggradation? Aggradation is building up a landform due to natural agents. Once a landform has been built with the help of various natural agents, like as we saw, like river, groundwater, winds, then we call them as aggradation. And what is called degradation? Degradation is eroding of land surface. So degradation is equal to erosion plus transportation plus deposition. So aggradation basically says about building up a landform, and degradation says about eroding a land surface. Okay, so we'll switch into the next slide. Have a look. Agents of gradation. How this gradation happens? With the help of running water. The work of running water is the most extensive among all the other agents of gradation. Compared to other natural agents, here running water plays an important role in gradation. So river originates on higher landform like mountain, hills, and that receive water from various sources like rain, glaciers, springs, lakes and etc. So main agent of gradation is running water. We also have courses of river. We are going to switch into the next one. Have a look on the slide number 6. Courses of river. Rivers generally originate from mountain and end in a sea or lake. We already know that. Various rivers we have. These rivers originate from mountains. Where it comes from? It comes from mountain and it ends in a sea or lake. The whole path that a river flows through is called its course. The whole path where the river flows from the mountain, no? The path, the way which comes, the river is called as what? Course. And that course of river is divided into three. First one, the upper course. Second one, the middle course. And the last one is the lower course. Please have a look on the picture which is in the slide number 8. You can see upper course, source of river, waterfall. Middle course, tributary, Oxbow Lake. Lower course, meander, floodplain, delta. So these comes, it has been divided. Next slide, have a look on the slide number 9. You will see what is called as upper course. Erosion is the most dominant action of river in the upper course. You know what is the meaning of erosion? In this course, a river usually tumbles down the steep mountain slopes. In order to understand clearly, you can see upper course in the picture, the slide number 8. See, source of water, when it comes from the top, the water tumbles down the steep and it comes very fast. That is called as the upper course. The steep gradient increases the velocity. It comes from a very high, height, and it will comes very fast, and that is why we call them as tumbles down. With the increase of the velocity, the river channel performs erosion with great force to widen and deepen its valley. The third one, the land features carved by a river in its upper course are V-shaped valleys, rapids, potholes, and waterfalls. Canyons will be formed in the upper course. The middle course, have a look on the middle course. Slide number 10. The river enters a plain in its middle course. Once it falls from the upper course, the next level is the middle course, where the river water enters into a middle course. The volume of water increases with the confluence of many tributaries and thus increases the load of the river. So load of the river will be more, volume of water will be increased in middle course. Thus the predominant action of a river is transportation. So in this middle course, with the help of the water, a lot of segments will be transported. Deposition also occurs due to the sudden decrease in the velocity. A lot of deposition will also happen in the middle course. The river in the middle course develops some typical landform like alluvial fans, floodplains, meanders, oxbow lakes, etc. So oxbow lakes, meanders form in middle course. The last course, the lower course, we are going to see about the lower course. The river moving downstream across a broad level plain is loaded with debris brought down from its upper and middle courses. So whatever the debris, whatever the settlement which has been brought by the middle course, that will be transported and it gets settled in the lower course. Large deposits of sediments are found at the level bed on the river splits into number of channels called distributaries. Many distributaries formed only in the lower course. Why? Because a lot of sediments are found only on the lower course. Whatever the debris or whatever the sediments which has been brought in the middle course will be get settled in the lower course, where a lot of channels and distributaries are formed in the lower course. The main work of the river here is deposition, and it develops typical landform like delta. So that is what about a level, the lower course. So next we are going to see about canyon. Please have a look on the canyon. See the picture of canyon. So this is how it looks like. The canyon looks like that. See the slide number 14, waterfall. What is called waterfalls we are going to see. When a river flows in a region where hard rocks lie over and soft rocks horizontally, the soft rocks get eroded quickly and the hard rocks projects outwards, called as waterfalls. You would have seen many waterfalls. In the waterfalls, you can see many soft rocks are getting settled under the water and only the hard rocks projects outwards. The river falls vertically. Usually the waterfalls used to flow vertically from a steep slope to form a waterfall. You can see a picture in the slide number 14. The next one, Vshaped Valley. A V-shaped valley is formed by a vertical erosion of the river where the valley is deepened and widened. This V-shaped valley is formed, see, you can have a look on the picture, it's formed by the vertical erosion of the river. With the help of vertical erosion only, this V-shaped valley will be formed. Next one is potholes. Due to the river action, cylindrical holes are drilled vertically in the river bed and which has having a varying on depth and diameter, that is called as pothole. Please have a look on the picture which is shown in the slide number 16, pothole. The next one, meander. As a river loaded with debris flows slowly, it forms sweeping loops and bends. A lot of bends will be there since because of river comes from upper course and middle course. So once it comes to the lower course, it flows in a sweeping loop and it has a sweeping loops and bends where a lot of debris gets settled and it will have a lot of bends in it, and that is referred to a meanders. Next one, Oxbow Lake. Meander in due course of time become almost a complete circle with narrow neck. This in turn gets abandoned and forms a lake. This is called Oxbow Lake. We have Asia's largest freshwater Oxbow Lake in Lake Kanwar in Bihar in India. So we also need to see what is called as gorges and canyons. So gorges and canyons formed because of the erosional landform of river. We will see what is called as gorge. When the river flows through a mountainous region made up of hard rocks, it forms a valley with almost vertical sides called gorge. In India, deep gorges have been formed by Brahmaputra and Indus in the Himalayas. So you can have we have seen about what is called canyon. You can see in the picture a deep gorge with steep sides that runs for hundreds of kilometers is referred to as canyon. Grand Canyon of a river Colorado in the USA. So that's a picture which has been given in the slide number 13. You can have a look, canyon picture. So with that, it's over. Thank you.